Well, he's been not only a fantastic player since his career began only several weeks ago, but he's become a cult figure at the Kangaroos in no time. His name is Ben Brown and he joins us on TAC Cup Future Stars. Welcome. You look like you're the kid in the lolly shop at the moment. You look like you're having the time of your life.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously, it took me a while to get to where I am, and I'm really happy that North eventually took the chance, and I'm just going to do everything I can to repay the favour. Did
you ever doubt yourself? Because it was a long time coming, your journey. How many drafts did you have to go through? How many times do you reckon you got overlooked in your career?
It was 3 national drafts and 3 rookie drafts I sat through, so it was probably lucky 7 for me. But yeah, I suppose had injuries along the way, and there are, I suppose, a couple of times where maybe a little bit of doubt might have come into the mind, but overall I just had a sort of mentality that I just keep on persisting, and that persistence would eventually win out, and luckily it did.
Well, we're going to have a look at some of your clips of your career so far. The one thing that I've really enjoyed, and I was there for your first game, is the competitive nature about the way that you go about your football. Not only do you go after it hard in the air, but you're prepared to get down and dirty and get after it at ground level as well.
Yeah, I really try and make sure that I'm still in the play as a 199 centimetre player. You know, you can't be a one-dimensional player in the game these days, and you've really got to compete on the ground and tackle and pressure and do all the team things that the team requires of you. So I try and stay in the play as much as I can whilst doing my job. Doing my role for the team.
Now, back down in Tassie yesterday, a couple of questions to ask you. How many tickets did you need? And were you under any pressure? You got 5 brothers, is that right? You were asked in an interview after the game to name them, bang, bang, off the cuff. No win there. If you get it wrong, you're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, that's true. I would have copped it from one of them if I missed them out, but luckily I think I got them all. But I needed, I think it was 15 in the end I got. For most of my family's down there, so it was great to have all my family come down, and my gran from about 2.5 hours away made the trip down, and she didn't get to see the first one, so it was really good to have her there.
Now, Brownie, we've got some photos here. Looks like you've been stitched up this week by the boys. Can you explain to us what's going on here?
Yeah. I unfortunately lost the goal kicking contest the week before, mate, and the punishment was having to wear, I think that's actually Nick D'Alsanto's beanie. So he lent that to me for the day, and also the long skins and the shorts over the top. So it was a pretty ugly look, but yeah, managed to get through it. It was actually a freezing day for training. So if it was any day for training I wanted to do it, it was probably that one.
When they hand over to Shift in a moment, who is fascinated like me with your journey, when they handed out the number 50, did your confidence take a bit of a hit, or or you just made it your own? You kept that number forever now?
Yeah, I actually had number 50 the previous 5 years. Ever since I got to a footy club, I actually walked into the Devonport Footy Club. I was a bit late coming in, and number 50 was the only one that fit me. So, and I just kept it from there. So they actually didn't give it to me first up, and I just asked whether it would be possible to get it, just because that had been my number and that's what I was comfortable with, and they said, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I was actually pretty happy with that.
I think has there ever been another real famous number 50 in the competition?
I think at North, Mick Martin wore number 50 in his first 1 or 2 years before he moved to number 4. So there's one for you.
Now, Benny, we'll pick up your journey, and you first come on the radar of the Scouts about 4 years ago. You're playing for the Tassie Under-18s. We'll see some vision here in a minute. But we go straight to family ties. The first question we ask about a big tall fella, is he related to anyone? And your uncle was James Manson. We call him Charlie Manson, played for Collingwood, was a fantastic player, a premiership player with them. Tell us about you growing up and following the game.
Yeah, I suppose my dad never played much footy, but Mum and Dad were always really into the footy. Dad's a mad Tigers fan, so they always took me down to Devonport at Byard Park there, and used to play in the primary school comp there, and my love for the game just grew from there, and I always loved that I was able to run around and play in the ruck, and all the hits and that kind of stuff. That was interesting to me, and I love playing the game, and I suppose it just grew from there.
And Ben, then the ACL injury, it really sets you back. You're a draft contender when you're 18, but that got in the way.
Yeah, it was a really unfortunate one. Teammate collision, and so that probably set me back for the next 10 months. I wasn't able to play footy, but I was also able to, in that time, I just had it in my head that I really wanted to keep progressing with my footy, and I'd never touched a gym before when I did my ACL, so I put on about 9 kilos while I was out. So that was one thing I could take out of it, and I suppose that's what I've tried to do my whole journey. You know, every little setback, try and take it as an opportunity rather than I suppose, a stumbling block. And
then Ben, across to Werribee to make the ultimate decision to come across to Victoria to try your hand and get under notice of the Scouts. Tell us about that decision and the coaching there at Werribee.
Yeah. Mark Stone from Werribee was the recruiter and came down to Tassie, had a coffee with me and wanted to get me over, and I came over for 2 weeks and really liked the vibe of the place and the boys there, and Scotty West was the coach. Really impressed me with how he approached things right from the start, and you know, able to have that opportunity to play at a higher level. Yeah, it was really good for my progression.
Thanks for coming in. You become a cult figure in part due to the hair, I'm sure, which is going to continue, no doubt.
Yeah, just for now. Yeah.
We appreciate you coming in. You go home with all the prizes here on TAC Cup Future Stars for coming in, including the Mac boots, built like a Mac truck and Buddy Tough. So magnificent pair of Mac boots there for you as well. The Faster Pastor, the $100 voucher there, $50 voucher, excuse me. Have a good hearty meal prior to the game. Platform 28, the $100 voucher, magnificent. The Docklands, beautiful spot. The Soho Workshop, Sammy and the team, the $100 voucher. The Kingston Links, around the 2 for golf, just 25 minutes from Melbourne. These are magnificent. The Deodoras, the brand new technology, the net breathing system designed by Deodora, and the Parkview Hotel, which is a magnificent place to stay. You get a night for two, close to the best Melbourne has to offer. And the $50 Uber voucher, so you can travel in style. It's the only way to get away is via Uber. And if you want to get a prize read at home on us, get on to download our code. There it is, Uber Future Stars. Uber Future Stars is our code, and you can get yourself a $20 ride at home. There's a $50 Uber voucher for you. So thanks for coming in. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Archie. Cheers.
Benny Brown, he's a beauty, joining us on TAC Cup Future Stars.